Good evening and welcome to the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin for Friday, January 16, 2026. I'm Madonna Dart. In the headlines tonight, the system failed me, mother says after shooting of 13-year-old robbery suspect. The fire road expansion, 62 occupiers to relocate for July completion. Guyana's population jumps to 137,719 people, fueling 32.9% household spike. Inferno God's 401 furniture warehouse, 50% of stock lost. Proprietor pledges to assist affected neighbors. And from policy to purpose, YAS School of Inspiration opens as model for inclusive education. Now for the news in depth. The mother of a 13-year-old boy shot during a brazen daylight robbery attempt in Georgetown is breaking her silence. While she admits her son must face the consequences of his actions, she is hitting back at public criticism, claiming she begged authorities for help long before the trigger was pulled. Colwyn Abrams has these details.
On Wednesday morning, the quiet of the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception was shattered by gunfire. Police say a 13-year-old boy and an accomplice, armed with a knife, targeted two brothers, aged 81 and 79. The robbery was thwarted when a 25-year-old licensed firearm holder intervened, shooting the teenager as he attempted to flee. Footage shows the teen, clad in a green shirt, collapsing on Hatfield Street. Today, the boy's mother is speaking out, not to excuse his actions, but to defend her home. She is fiercely rejecting a public narrative that her household encouraged a life of crime.
And I don't encourage it with my son. If it's so be the case, he's only 13 years old, right? And I spoke to him many times, and if it's so be the case, you have to face the consequence. I did try the system and didn't work. I go welfare all. The saying now he's 13 and the age they can't do nothing.
The mother's frustration is aimed at the system. She says ignored her cries for help. She reveals she had previously approached authorities regarding her son's behavioral issues, only to be turned away because of his age. While her son remains under police guard in stable condition at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, she's questioning if the use of a firearm against a child was justified.
It's the law. I know if it was a police don't shoot like that. They don't shoot. If they do shooting, they shoot in the air. So I need some sort of justice.
The 25-year-old shooter has surrendered his weapon and is cooperating with investigators. As police hunt for the second suspect who escaped on a bicycle, a mother is left wondering why her son had to be shot before the system finally paid attention. Colwyn Abrams, Guyana TV9 News.
In just 10 years, Guyana added 67,321 new households, a sharp 32.9% jump. As the population grew by 131,719 people, according to explosive new data from the preliminary 2022 Population and Housing Census. More in this report.
The result shows more roofs, fewer people per home. Average household size fell from 3.65 persons in 2012 to 3.23 in 2022, signaling a major shift in how Guyanese live. The hinterland still has the largest families, yet even there, the average household dropped from 2.88 to 4.24 persons. On the coastline, homes shrank from 3.54 to 3.12 persons on average. Regional disparities remain stark. Region 1 posted the largest households at 4.58 persons, while Region 6 recorded the smallest at just 3.00, underscoring changing family patterns across the country. Behind the numbers is a clear social shift. More nuclear families, more people living alone, and the growing dominance of Region 4, where smaller households are pulling down the national average. The headline message from the census is unmistakable. Guyana's households are multiplying, but its families are fragmenting. A transformation with far-reaching implications for housing, social services, and national development planning. Under the People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC administration over the past 5 years, the government has rolled out one of the most ambitious housing development drives in the country's history, transforming vast stretches of land into new housing schemes and reshaping the national landscape. Through large-scale projects led by the Central Housing and Planning Authority CHNPA and successive administrations, tens of thousands of house lots have been distributed, particularly along the coastline and in expanding urban and pre-urban areas such as Region 4. Massive investments in roads, drainage, water, electricity, and community infrastructure have accelerated home ownership, reduced overcrowding, and fueled the rapid rise in the number of households recorded in the 2022 census. This sustained push to expand access to housing has not only responded to population growth, but has also reinforced a long-term shift towards smaller households and independent living across Guyana. Adana Dorek, and TV9 News.
Proprietors of the 401 furniture store on the east coast of Demerara are counting their losses today after a massive fire gutted their Monrepo storage barn on Thursday afternoon. The owner told Guyana TV9 News that the blaze incinerated over half of their total inventory. Despite the tragedy, the company says it is committed to helping neighbors whose homes were caught in the crossfire. Calvin Abram reports.
Despite a rapid response from the Guyana Fire Service, the 401 furniture store warehouse at Lot 40 South Monrepo was reduced to a skeleton of scorched metal and ash on Thursday. Store proprietor Saudia Khan believes the catastrophe was sparked by a routine task gone wrong, an attempt to smoke out a bee infestation discovered on the property. Khan arrived to find the facility she had operated for over 20 years in ruins. The inferno didn't just claim the warehouse, it jumped to neighboring properties, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Among those hardest hit is Percy George, a truck driver who says his livelihood has gone up in smoke after the heat and flames severely damaged his vehicle.
I went wrong when the fire started. We went past the traffic, we get a phone call that my truck is on 401 is on fire, and my hustle driver come. Now, when we reached the place, it was already golf and already flat and ground. So my driver get a key to give the driver to move the truck. The truck was already burned. But we want to know who's going to stand this responsibility here now for my damage. And plus, me out of my job right now because I can't work the park. So I don't know what the next step. I say I would go to my insurance to find out what it's all about. I don't know.
So what did you hear?
I hear that somebody, the owner send people born some business or some kind of thing. That me hear that some business or something and got born, and the thing catch up. I don't know. You know when?
When you expect the estimated cost?
Well, I don't know. I gotta get the people to come and think because all the wiring and stuff from the bottom here are thing born. The whole one side there, all under there. Let's see all over top the damage up. I don't know what the next move.
So right now you can't drive your truck to go nowhere.
No, I ain't working right now. We can't work.
The timing is particularly devastating. Just days ago, workers had stocked the bond with high-end imported furniture and mattresses from a 40-foot container. Khan estimates the financial blow reaches into the tens of millions of dollars. She describes a desperate failed attempt by workers to douse the initial flames with water from a nearby drain. Water that was reportedly slick with waste oil from a neighboring mechanic shop, effectively fueling the fire instead of quenching it.
I left the store and I got a call from one of my staff to say that I should return immediately. And then she related to me that the bond was on fire, that our multiple bond was on fire. And I turned around and I proceeded back to check and see what was going on. And when I arrived, I saw the bond was on fire.
Yeah. With 50% of her inventory gone, Khan says the business has suffered a near knockout blow. However, her immediate concern is the community. She has pledged to assist neighbors whose roofs and walls were warped or destroyed by the intense heat.
All right, so we're just trying our best to offer as much assistance as possible. I know that a lot of people were also, surrounding persons were also affected. So we're just trying to see how best we can assist.
The Guyana Fire Service has launched a formal investigation to confirm if the smokeout of the bees was indeed the primary cause. For now, the 401 furniture store faces a long road of recovery, beginning the grueling process of clearing the rubble and rebuilding from the ground up. Colin Abrams, Guyana TV9 News.
More news on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006. 710-5008-600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Sunday, January 18, 2026 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. The race is on to finish the E. Sophia Arterial Road by July 2026. Public Works Minister Juan Edgehill has signaled that 62 persons currently occupying the road's shoulder must now move to allow for the construction of a new 10-meter wide thoroughfare designed to drastically improve local traffic flow. Faith Sandy has the details.
Minister Edgell said a relocation program has already been developed in collaboration with residents. He noted that a designated area has been identified for a tarmac, which residents themselves agreed to after forming a committee, inspecting the location and determining who needs to be relocated. According to the minister, the process is being jointly managed by the community and the ministry, resulting in no major issues.
So what we have is 62 persons who are on the shoulder. This road is going to end up being 10 meters, right? The clay shoulder on the eastern side. All these encumbrances have to be cleared in order for us to be able to get access, to get the road in and to fix the shoulder. So we have developed a program where we're going to build a tarmac at a designated area, which has already been agreed upon by the residents because we met them right here. They put together their own committee. They went and they inspected the place. They know exactly who got to be moved, so they're managing that along with us. So there are no issues here, really.
The minister revealed that while some occupants are operating businesses along the road shoulder, others are actually living there. He stressed that the committee is fully aware of who is genuinely dwelling on the shoulder, cautioning that the road project should not be used as a means for everyone affected to automatically qualify for housing.
We have discovered, however, is that some of them, apart from the shop where they're selling or the business they're running, some of them are actually living in those circumstances. The committee that was formed also knows who was actually dwelling, because I don't want to use the project to mean that everybody who is on the shoulder automatically should be getting housing, because an important part of what we do is community engagement. We have to keep the community properly informed, properly engaged.
The road upgrade includes widening of the carriageway, construction of concrete drains, and a pedestrian walkway. The works are being executed by local contractor Delta Trucking and Logistics and are currently 38% complete, with approximately 1,050 meters of concrete drainage already completed and utility relocations, including GWI pipelines, now underway. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
Guyana achieved full compliance with the Hague Convention on Adoption in 2025, completing 29 local adoptions with 6 overseas cases pending. Minister of Human Services and Social Security Honorable Dr. Vindya Prasad announced that 2026 Priorities include expanding foster care and individualized care plans to reduce institutionalization and strengthening national child protection.
Dr. Prasad explained that Guyana's central authority now oversees intercountry adoption in line with Hague requirements, including providing advice, maintaining a country profile, and operating a dedicated office with the necessary facilities. She noted that while no new intercountry adoptions have been finalized, overseas authorities must now work directly with Guyana to resolve existing cases because of the country's Hague compliance.
We have local adoption and we have the central authority which deals with overseas adoption. I'll start with that first. We passed a law that makes us Hague compliant. We follow the Hague Convention now, and that deals with intercountry adoption. To date, we have not done intercountry adoptions per se. We have dealt with 6 pending cases where children live overseas, and now because we are now compliant with Hague, they have to now work with us to continue those cases. We regularly provide advice. We have a country profile, we have an office, and we have the facilities to do that. So this year in particular, we are going to be doing a lot of education and information dissemination on how this can happen. So people are more familiar with what to do and how to do it, but we have to always exhaust local options before we move to intercountry or overseas adoptions.
Addressing local adoptions, the minister said all cases are reviewed by an adoption board, with the final decision resting with the courts, as required by law. She also highlighted the growing importance of foster care, noting that the ministry is actively implementing individual care plans for every child entering state care to prevent children from remaining in institutions for extended periods.
In terms of local adoptions, we have been able to do 29 in the year 2025. There is an adoption board that sees all of these cases, but the final say comes from the court. We have not changed that. That is the adoption law that governs Guyana. But tied to adoption is foster care. We have an expanding foster care program. We are going to expand it further. And the intention behind that is to ensure children do not stay in institutions for a long time. We are actually implementing right now care plans for every child that goes into state care.
Adoption in Guyana is governed by existing legislation that places strong emphasis on the child's best interests, judicial oversight, and family-based care. Dr. Prasad said the expansion of foster care, along with clearer pathways to adoption, reintegration, or family reunification, will be a major focus in 2026 as the government works to strengthen child protection systems nationwide. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
About 18,000 of the 100,000 streetlights under the government of Guyana's Street Light Program have already been installed as part of efforts to boost community and citizen security nationwide. Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Echil gave the update during a visit to the Providence facility where newly delivered lights are being stored and prepared for installation. The initiative announced by President Irfan Ali and the PPPC government targets better lighting in communities and along major roads to reduce crime and improve safety. The minister warned that theft is already undermining the program, revealing that 3 of 10 lights recently installed at the Heroes Highway roundabout were stolen within days. In response, all lights will now be laser marked to identify them as government property, with offenders facing prosecution. More news on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. All GCOM registration offices will open Mondays to Fridays from 8 to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 14 hours. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Sunday, January 18, 2026 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. A powerful symbol of inclusion and possibility has taken root at Crane on the west coast, Demraro, with the opening of the modern YA School of Inspiration, a purpose-built facility now welcoming 50 children with special needs into a space designed not just for learning, but for dignity, confidence, and growth.
Delivering the feature address, President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali said the People's Progressive Party Civic (PPPC) measures true national progress by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens, stressing that equity remains at the heart of policies aimed at giving every child a genuine opportunity to succeed. He described the school as a living example of that philosophy in action.
The YA School of Inspiration is an embodiment of that covenant. It will foster understanding in a world that often fears difference. It will nurture potential where unique minds are not seen as limited, but as wired for wonders we are only beginning to comprehend.
More than bricks and mortar, the initiative is designed to create a safe, inclusive ecosystem where children can thrive. President Ali announced that additional plans are underway, supported by the Office of the First Lady, to strengthen the nurturing environment within the school's compound and ensure holistic development for the students and their families. The $100 million facility boosts world-class infrastructure specifically designed to meet the diverse learning needs of children with special needs. 3 purpose-built buses will provide safe and reliable transportation. Importantly, the president affirmed that a governing board will be established comprising parents of children who are enrolled in the school. This approach, he explained, will ensure direct supervision, accountability, and confidence in how the school is managed and operated. While enrollment has already begun, careful matching of teachers to students is underway and activities are expected to commence within the next few weeks. The project was executed by the Government of Ghana in partnership with the Office of the First Lady and the Government of the United Arab Emirates (UAE). President Ali described the presence of UAE Minister of State for International Cooperation, Reem bint Imraham Al Hashimi, as a powerful demonstration of the deepening bilateral relationship between Guyana and UAE.
It is important that we understand today is a celebration of friendship. Today is a celebration of cooperation. Today is also the celebration of diplomacy at work. It's a celebration of two states, two countries coming together with a common understanding as to what value system we measure development by.
UAE Minister Al Hashimi, in brief remarks, said the Yas School of Inspiration represents far more than an educational institution. She described it as a gateway to improving quality of life not only for the children who will attend, but also for their families and the wider community. The Yas School of Inspiration is Ghana's 49th recognized special needs and disabilities SEND facility, catering to children aged 3 to 7, including learners with autism and intellectual disabilities. The school adds to Ghana's expanding support network for special needs persons, complementing the recently established $130 million state-of-the-art call and business center in Palmyra, Region 6, which is already creating employment opportunities for hundreds of citizens. Together, these initiatives signals a growing national commitment to inclusion, one that places compassion, opportunity, and human potential at the center of development. Adana Dora, Ghana TV9 News.
Now for some regional news out of Jamaica. A Clarendon Parish Court has ruled that Chef Henry Williams has a case to answer in connection with the killing of his wife and the burning of their home in Frankfield. The ruling was handed down on Wednesday, and the case has since been committed to Clarendon Circuit Court, where Williams is scheduled to stand trial on April 21. He faces charges of murder and arson. Williams is accused of killing his wife, 32-year-old Judean Guthrie Williams, during a domestic dispute in April last year. Prosecutors allege that he cut her throat and then set their house on fire. Williams later turned himself in to the police and through preliminary hearings, leading to the court's decision that there is sufficient evidence for the matter to be tried before a judge or jury. Internationally, deadly flooding triggered by torrential rains have swept across southern Africa, killing more than 100 people and leaving widespread destruction in its wake. South Africa has recorded at least 19 deaths in Limpopo after weeks of heavy rain washed away roads and bridges, forced evacuation in parts of Kruger National Park, and destroyed dozens of homes. Authorities have issued the highest weather alerts as more severe rain is forecast. At the same time, Zimbabwe has confirmed 70 fatalities and major damage to homes and infrastructure. And that has brought us to the end of tonight's newscast. Remember to check out our Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok platforms at GYTV9 for more trending stories. I'm Adana Doric. Good night.